So when you are the black sheep of your family, do not be surprised of how you're treated or how you looked at. Do not be surprised if you find out people talk about you behind your back. Do not be surprised if you're being criticized for everything that you do and say and being made fun of. How you walk, how you talk, how you dress, kind of music you listen to, etc. Do not be surprised when certain people that you have a certain vibe from, like your intuition, where you feel like they've been doing things behind your back, saying things behind your back, how they act, how they talk to you, how they look at you, and then you pick up on that. Don't be surprised about that. These people came from your past lives. They're karmic for a reason. They came from the past lives to try to finish you off because maybe they couldn't even kill you in the past life. Maybe they have, and they came in this life to try to mess things up for you and cause stagnation. But they don't have the ability to do that because your relationship with the Most High keeps you going and keeps strong, and the armor of Archangel Michael. Of course, there's going to be some who act like they're religious, who act like they believe in God. Even if they read the Bible, go to church, doesn't mean they actually are walking by God's side, because they think that they're doing God's work by judging you, talking about you behind your back, even though you can intuitively feel it. And with your successes, you can actually hear them with a clear audience. And then they try to act funny when they see you, they're still not walking God's path, So, of course, there's going to be people that are judging you. But, sometimes it's not family. But I can relate. Most people can, Sometimes it's unexpected who. I know exactly who. But, it's like, of course, there are going to be people who are going to act like, they're on top. They're the best. They're better than you. But they're too afraid to say things to your face. They're going to keep gaslighting and try to make you look like you're the bad guy and stuff, keep twisting things. Sometimes these things may continue into they're done for. And sometimes that can actually happen a lot sooner than they think. It's unexpected of what can happen to them. And they think that they're invincible, but they're not. It's like, why don't they open their eyes and then they see the signs around them? Maybe there are people around them who are just dropping like flies. Other family members that you may not be close to, but you're gonna hear about it. It's like, it's just signs there, And it's like, they're just in their misery. You're watching them depressed and couch surfing and all this other stuff, or one of them is constantly going to jail, dealing with certain stuff, because that's karma. And that's God's way of letting them know they need to back off my anointed. Just because they're different, they don't fit your criteria, doesn't mean that they're not chosen, doesn't mean that they're not my anointed, doesn't mean that I don't love them. But they feel like they are just because they're superficial, they're just shallow, and people like that usually feel like they're on top, they're better than other people. They basically created a war upon you that they're not going to win. They think that they're winning just because they may have more money, the house, or et cetera, or just because they know the Bible from back and forward, like the back of their hand. But it doesn't matter because, like, it's all shut down any moment, and they need to back off. You need to do your part and continue your relationship with God. Don't let them criticize you and make you pull away because that's what they want, because they want to try to prove their point and continue to slander you in front of other people and stuff, try to make it seem like you're a weakling and whatnot, and twist things about you. You need to continue to work on yourself and then pull away. You can love from a distance as you want. You don't have to love them. It's not your job to. It's not your job to try to fix them. Just do your thing and then focus on what you gotta do in your mission in your life, because they can't stop you in this life, just like they couldn't stop you in the past life. Like I said, maybe they had in the past life, but they're not in this one, because you're much more stronger. All that information is right there in the Akashic records and your subconscious mind, and you can do this. You got this. Some of these people are suffering in silence. They may not say anything, but they are. And, they're not going to admit that. But it's like they want to act all tough and like they got it together and stuff like that. They're so stable to everybody right in front of people's faces. But then, like, behind closed doors, they're, like, begging for money, or struggles that they're trying so hard to hide. But then it's like they just burst out in anger and stuff, which I witnessed that various times. So it's like, they need to get the point. And people who are around you who've been trying to attack you or try to hurt you, even within relationships, it may not be family, because it's different for most people. There's karmics everywhere. So, like I said, continue to focus on you and strengthen your relationship with God, because it helps a lot. Even if you work with different God forms from different, like, pantheons, etc., like, it doesn't mean that, like, God doesn't have your back like these people try to make it out to be, because they're crazy, they're nuts. They're actually worshiping a vampiric entity that they think is God, but it's not. These people are far from working with Yahweh. And it doesn't matter if they continue saying, oh, Jesus, Lord, Jesus is the only way, which is true, because no matter how many God forms you work with, like, Yeshua still, like, actually gets you in a more higher place, and I can agree with that. But, like, you're bashing people and then constantly harassing them, and it's not gonna work. We get that you want to feed on people's energy by getting a reaction out of them, but people like that, it's like, you're just dead inside, and you're already lost. You already lost the spiritual war. And these people, these karmics within my family, they need to understand that they're already in their grave. You need to back off and accept this, fold.